I was going to ask you, what's the best thing you've ever found?
Love.
No, that doesn't count. And also, you haven't.
Wow.
It's one way, that doesn't count. What's the best thing you've ever found?
I found a tenner once.
That's good.
Yeah. Trying to think what else.
I found 20 quid.
Did you?
Not to try and one-up you, yeah.
I found 50.
No, you didn't. I found 20 quid. I was on my dad's shoulders walking into Tesco. And the little sort of run, the water run kind of grate things.
What?
On the floor. So the water runs into him. But it's not like a...
The water runs into him? What the hell are you on
in the
about?
ground. There's like little sort of divots that go across the car park to let water in.
All right, okay.
But they're not like grates. They're just like small little gullies. A water gully.
Okay, yeah.
And I was on my dad's shoulders walking. I had money.
Yeah.
Just said money, and then he put me down, and I got it. It was 20 quid.
Did he let you keep it?
I was so happy. Yeah, let me keep it.
How old were you?
About 8, 9, and I was so happy.
Yeah.
And then I got home and I showed it Mum, and she just grabbed it off me.
Really?
Yeah, because I'd borrowed her mobile phone about 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
And left it at Jake Spencer's house.
Really?
And it got lost. Someone nicked it probably. So
you lost her mobile phone?
I lost her phone. And
did she batter you?
She didn't batter me, but she just nicked. That was.
Did you used to get smarts as a kid? Was it allowed then?
I think I was part of the transition.
Was you?
So I'm one of the last generation that can remember being smacked and never remember
spankies.
Kind of stopping.
Right. Okay.
Were you a spanky?
Oh, yeah.
Were you?
Yeah. You know what I mean? That was well after I left home.
You had to pay for it though. Yeah.
Right, fair enough. I think that's reasonable taking. I'd have been raging if one of my kids lost my mobile phone at Jake Spencer's house. I'd be fuming.
This was back when phones only cost about 40 quid though. Do you remember when you just would get like a big Motorola?
Yeah.
And you put your SIM card
It's
in?
not that though, Joe. It's the principle. You can't be trusted with anything. I gave you that phone. I trusted with you, and you've lost it. Where is it? You don't even know, do you?
I lost it.
That's what I mean. I lost it.
I went back and looked for it.
If you'd looked after things, I won't be taking the 20 quid off you. Yeah? So I'm team your mum. I think she's done the right thing there.
It's not real.
Do you know what I mean? Hey, because how many phones have you lost since?
None.
There you go, then. You see that 20 quid was money well spent. Steve's not here today, is he?
No.
He's in America.
He's asleep, probably.
Yeah, he is. What's the time difference?
Back now. 8 hours behind they are.
Right, so what's that now?
8 hours. Remember, it's to say it doesn't change depending on the time of day.
So that would be
8 a.m.
8 a.m. He was not going to be asleep. He gets up at like 4 a.m. to go hiking up the mountains and, you know what I mean, doing a 12-kilometre bike ride in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, he'll have been up for at least 4 hours.
With some weights around his legs and that.
Yeah, he loves it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The reason I mentioned the fact that he's not here is because, like, when Steve's here, we tend not to talk about any football, but he's not here, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the World Cup, because we've been loving it, haven't we?
Yeah. It's been really good.
The World Cup.
I feel as though when people actually get there, once you're there, it feels like everyone is loving it.
Right.
And the joy of actually being at a tournament and being in America, because we go to America, we've been a fair amount with the pre-season tours and stuff, and I've been a fair amount down the years, but we've seen family and all that. It is fun to be in America. It is a good place to go, usually. Yeah. Obviously, the visa stuff, I don't need to list all the stuff that's been an absolute shambles and a human rights nightmare and all that sort of stuff that has gone on. But for the majority of fans, it is a fun place to be. It's a fun country to be in. And I do think that seems to have come across with how all the pundits that are out there, a lot of what you see on social media with the genuine fan stuff from Twitter and all that, that's not like Infantino just sitting with, a variety of different offenders of various types. It does look like it's a good laugh. Yeah, you got to remember as well, like, any criticism of America is usually criticising the government and the people running it. Yeah. It's not like we've been to America, obviously you're half American, aren't you? We've been to America a few times, and people are fine, they're friendly, it's a good place to be. I know there's a lot going on, but I think a lot of that is from the authorities and people in power rather than the actual people that you meet. So I don't think it's like when you're criticising or people questioning what's going on in America, I don't think we're going, all the people are horrible. It's not like that, is it? No. And from what we gather, the Americans have embraced having the World Cup there. Again, there's issues, with people the way being treated again by the authorities. I understand all that, but yeah, it looks like it's been certainly off the pitch. It's been in terms of the communities or whatever, people have been getting along, and on the pitch we've probably seen the best football I think for opening round of games that we've seen
in my lifetime.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, hasn't
Yeah.
it? It's been really good. And even like yesterday.
Yeah, go on.
Well, like Ecuador, Germany.
You watched that,
That
didn't
was
you?
a great game. And Ecuador looked dangerous the whole time. Germany looked a bit weird, but they've already qualified.
Did
so you're
they
gonna get
rest
some of
players, Germany?
They've rested a couple, but they had a lot of people playing.
Did they?
Havertz
What,
was
more
playing,
than 11?
Havertz was playing. They're 13 or 14.
Well, that's cheating. for
Yeah,
starters.
I know, but they do that. I think they must have rested some, but it wasn't like Germany's second 11
No.
by any means. Nemecha was playing, and
Musiala was playing, wasn't he?
Musiala was playing. What's his name? He used to play. Leroy Sané. He used to
Scored,
play for
didn't he?
City. He was playing.
Yeah.
So not massively. And Ecuador looked really good, fought hard, and one of them where, unlike watching the likes of Scotland or Tunisia or some of the teams that have just not turned up, you could tell they were in the game. You could tell they were up for it and weren't going to give up, and whenever they had chances looked dangerous with it, and then obviously won. So that was really good. But yeah, this thing of like everyone going, oh, because of the head-to-head. I know we've talked about why, but people getting, oh, it means you've got a load of teams who they're already out. They're already out. They can't, even if they win, they're out. Well, yeah, that's what competition is.
Yeah.
Is that the aim of sport isn't so that as many people as possible can still be successful until the very end. I know that's how they do it in American sports, by having the draft and having the playoffs and stuff. So even if you finish 9th, you can still go through to the post-season or whatever.
Yeah.
Therefore, if you're in 12th with 3 weeks to go, your season isn't done. But the way football is usually done is, if you start really badly, that can end your season.
Yeah.
So if you lose your first 2 games, you're out. And you shouldn't, like someone like Turkey, for instance, you shouldn't just be, allowed to still be in the tournament despite losing your first 2 games.
That's a stretch, that,
'Cause
innit,
what's
as
the
well?
point then?
Like,
why not just put everyone through to
yeah.
the knockouts if you're going to do that?
No, I get like there's a few teams in it and a few games that won't be great or whatever. But by and large, every game's been competitive. There's been a decent standard of football. It's been good to see some of the so-called smaller nations doing well. A lot of them have surprised people, got some big results and given themselves a fighting chance. Some have even qualified. I think that was the sort of frustration on it from Steve Clarke, the Scotland manager, who lost his head.
Yeah.
Is that this is an opportunity, really. And once they beat Haiti, you think, okay, you've got a real chance here. You've got, was it Morocco and Brazil?
Yeah.
1 point from either of those games and you're through. And they just, that Brazil game in particular, they were woeful.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be the case that despite all of that, they're still through.
Yeah.
And the magic of the World Cup is that no matter how bad you are, you go through to the next round anyway. No, if you're terrible and you lose to the wrong teams at the start of the tournament, you're done.
No.
And that's the end of it.
You have to,
it's not about being everyone still in it. Why don't you just have a final of all 48 teams having 3 minutes on the pitch each? Yeah, and let's do that. No, you start shit and you're done. Sorry, lads. That's the end of it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Because like South Africa were terrible in that opening game against Mexico, and then they turned it around. I think they qualified.
But what did they do? Draw 1, 1-1.
Yeah. So like you've got to, like, if you can have a bad first game and you fix up for the second game, you give
They
yourself
were terrible.
Yeah,
in
they
that
were
first
woeful.
game.
Absolutely. Even before the red cards, they were shocking. But then they rallied and turned it around, and it's like, right, okay, they've got through now. So fair play to them. They didn't even do that when they hosted it. Whereas.
Did they not? Did they not get
No,
through?
no, they didn't. I was over in South Africa, and I wanted them to, but they lost. They drew the first game to Mexico. I think they lost the second game. Forgive me, I can't remember who it was against. And then they beat. I think they lost 3-0 to Uruguay. I want to say, but I might be getting that wrong. And then they beat France, but it was too late by then. I think
That's mad,
that was the France meltdown.
Yeah.
That was one from that documentary. I don't know if you've seen it at the bus.
No.
Where the players where they just had a complete mutiny.
Did they not get through the group stage?
No. Evra was... he's remembered it as well.
Was it Uruguay?
Look at that.
Amazing.
Hey, memory man. Yeah, so that wasn't enough for him. But they were buzzing. I think the South Africans were buzzing that they'd won a game, because I think they would have been like the first host nation not to win a game, potentially ever, if they didn't. And they were proper big on not embarrassing themselves. And 4 points from the groups was fine.
Yeah, it's not too shameful by any
No,
means.
especially when, like, ironically, the tough one in there was the French team, but they just absolutely had a nightmare. Yeah, because it was then the top two that went through to Mexico and Uruguay. Uruguay were really good in that World Cup.
Yeah, they were. That was the one where Forlan was sticking him in left, right, and
He won
centre.
the golden ball.
Yeah.
And where Luis Suarez handballed it against, was it Ghana in the quarters?
Yeah.
Which was gutted. But, Luis Suarez doing Luis Suarez things.
It's a shame that, obviously, I don't want that specific thing to happen, but it's a shame that sort of thing can never happen again, isn't it?
What?
Like, just absurd controversy, like the hand of God and that, and the Omri one against Ireland and all that. They can never happen.
You
now
say
with
that,
VAR.
right? And I'm not trying to be silly because it wasn't as bad, but that Hendry Konsa penalty shout,
Yeah, that's not far off.
was a fucking stonewall, cannot be argued, 100% penalty.
It's almost such a bad foul that's why it wasn't given, because it didn't even look like a tackle. It didn't. No. It's like, well, what's he even tried to do there? Because it's so far from a successful I'm going to get the ball tackle. He's like, he sat laid horizontally through the air, sort of through the gap. It must not have been a tackle because it's so far from it. So we're not going to give it.
The weird thing was about that,
it's
right,
insane.
To be fair, you picked up on the watch along. I sort of got distracted. I saw it, I thought that looks like a penalty to me, and forgot about it and just carried on with the rest of the game. But you mentioned it a few times, and then later on when I watched it back, I realised how bad it was. Yeah. And I was like, that's mental that didn't get VAR.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it was just ridiculous. Yeah. It was like a ridiculously obvious penalty. And when you look at like some of the ones that have been given or debated or whatever, like there was a lot of controversy, wasn't there, with the France game where Mbappe was taken down, was it against Ivory Coast?
Yeah, and that was a penalty.
And that looked like a penalty, but it wasn't given. But it went to VAR. They looked at it.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean?
And also, back to the first point, incorrectly, the Suarez one, it wasn't an issue of it being reffed incorrectly. It was just the fairness of the fact, because he got sent off, didn't he?
Yeah, he got sent off, and then
it was just worth
Asamoah
it.
Gyan missed his penalty.
Yeah.
And the irony was he scored in the shootout 10 minutes later, whenever it was.
Too late.
But he'd have scored that, they would have gone through, and it was everyone. I'm a bit in South Africa. I'm not saying that all the South Africans want Ghana to do well, but it felt like we wanted an African team to get through to the semis. I think it might have been the first time ever, and it just wasn't happening.
And it was off the bar, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was such a it's weird because you think you never get that controversy. You see something like that. Yeah. Well, then I'm guessing if it was like the quarter final and it was a handball and there was uproar, maybe I don't know. I don't know though. Because it was just that was really.
I don't know
really
what they're doing. And the corner stuff. There's some stuff for the Scotland game the other day where I thought the Scottish players were getting manhandled at corners, and the ref just gave fouls the other way because you don't want to give a penalty. Yeah. And anytime there's two people grappling with each other, it's easy to just give the defending team a free kick and not really worry about who initiated the contact, who's grabbing who's stopping running. If we're both sort of pulling past each other, if you're pulling my shirt off and you're the defending team, you'll probably still get the free kick because it's easier than giving a penalty. Yeah. So sometimes things just get overlooked.
This is the thing now. It's very, very rare for one of those to be a penalty net.
Yeah.
If you're doing that, you're sort of breaking the mould, and I think no one wants to do that. And also, there's always a bit of something going on in there, in the box, and it's like you engineering a penalty almost if you're pushing and shoving, and then when you get shoved, you go down. It's like, it is, the whole corner thing does my head in. Honestly, it's like it's become so boring and so important. Yeah. It's like the focus of football now, especially in the Premier League, is the corners. And I'm not just being bitter because Arsenal won the league. Like, I'd rather Arsenal win it than City. But it's just like this whole thing. And I go back to that game at Goodison where they had the Hill Dickinson, where they had like 10 corners, didn't they?
Against us.
Yeah, sorry. And it was like just James Tarkowski stood on Senna Lomans and just constant, all this like, almost like, nervousness and is this going to be it? Are they going to get the equaliser here? And like, you always worry when you get a corner, but it just becomes this like wrestling match. Yeah. And also, what's the ref going to do? And then you saw the one at Burnley, wasn't it? Turf Moor. Where was it? Martinez scored a perfectly good goal. Yeah. And he got disallowed for nothing. Yeah. Was it Kyle Walker just fell over? Yeah. Or throws himself on the floor? And Stuart Atwell gives it as a free kick. You're like, what? Yeah. There's no logic. So I just wish they'd go back to whatever it was beforehand. Like quite a few people in the chat. Let us know what we're talking about on this podcast. What was it?
All sorts.
Right. Okay, good.
I also want to tell you about the heat yesterday.
What happened yesterday? We'll get to some comments and chat in a minute. What happened yesterday?
So left here, obviously nice and air conditioned in here.
Yeah, it's usually quite cold in the studio,
Yeah.
Because he's one of them. He likes it really cold.
I'm quite hot generally.
Yeah, and I'm the other way around.
Aren't you? But you're losing all your heat.
What do you mean?
Through the head.
What do you mean? I'm losing all my heat through the head.
So by comparison to me, I've got a woolly hat on all the time.
Right. Okay.
That you haven't got.
Right.
So that probably makes
I feel like even though that is a bit of a dig, it's not.
I'm not.
It's a scientific.
Yeah.
Scientifically correct.
If you wore a hat made of hairs.
A hat Made of hairs, yeah.
It would
I hate
make
hats,
you
mate.
warmer though, wouldn't
Can't
it?
be doing
Now,
rats,
if you wore a woolen hat,
Yeah.
you'd feel warmer now than you do.
Yeah, okay, that's a reasonable thing to say.
Yeah.
My miss says it's low iron.
It might be low iron as well.
Yeah.
So we left here. Immediately we just hit, because obviously everyone in the UK knows, but it's like 33, 34 degrees or whatever it is in Manchester,
Yeah,
which
I
is
took a
as hot
picture
as it
yesterday.
ever really
Go on.
gets here.
Yeah.
I know it got up to 40 once, but in terms of June, I think it's the record temperature and all that.
It was 38 degrees in the car yesterday.
Yeah, it's insane. So go to the train station, and already my train home is one of the ones that doesn't have aircon. There's no option to get the aircon train because they don't all go to my stop.
What do you mean the aircon train? Did they advertise it as that?
No, so like, for instance...
Or do you just know?
Yeah, I know. So the Avanti West Coast train that goes to London has got aircon.
Right.
So you get on any time of year, relatively pleasant.
Okay, I like
the one to Stoke, aircon.
Okay.
The Liverpool, going the other way, the Liverpool Lime Street, aircon.
Right.
I think the Cymru Wales train is aircon.
Right, okay.
But my train that I have to get home,
Which is which one?
which is the Buxton train,
Right.
Northern Rail to Buxton,
Yeah.
isn't aircon. So it's a windows open job.
Jesus, what?
But while you're sat on and it gets really busy because it's the only one that goes through to Buxton, obviously. But that's not a hugely used line. Two things. One is the other benefit of the London train is it gets to Stockport in 8 minutes because it doesn't stop at Levenshulme and Heaton Moor.
Right.
My train stops at both.
Yeah, it's Piccadilly to Stockport, isn't it?
Yes.
And then London.
Yeah.
Well, not. Is it Macclesfield?
Wilmslow.
Is it Crewe?
Sometimes Crewe, yes.
I know.
Is it Nantwich?
I want to say Nantwich, maybe. And doesn't Milton Keynes get involved?
Milton Keynes gets involved.
I thought it does.
Yeah.
And then obviously London.
But I can't get that train anymore because I have to go one stop beyond Stockport on the Buxton line.
Nice.
So already this train, which hasn't had aircon all day, is sat on the platform and it has to be 45 to 50 degrees in that
I'm
train.
the rest.
It's fucking crazy on there.
Yeah, it's
and
horrible.
It's packed. Everyone's sweating. There's people so I get on the train and everyone's just mad at each other already.
What, is it kicking off or not?
So not kicking off just yet, but I'm saying, excuse me, can we just go down the gangways? But it's stood up, obviously, and people are stood all in the doorways, and the corridors are completely empty.
So are you one of them? Are you getting involved?
I said, excuse me, are we all right to move down to the gangway? That's my train. Look,
Can we get it on the screen so people can see?
that absolute steamer there.
Yeah.
Can we just move down into the thing so more people can get on? Yeah, move down. So I go down into the thing.
I've heard that's not how you said it, though.
From who? How did I say it then?
Hey, are you fucking deaf or what? Do you want to move down there before I move you?
It was somewhere between what I said and what you said. So, because I'm getting it. So now but the problem is you have to get on this train early because it's already packed. So we've got like 12 minutes till we're meant to set off.
Right.
And we were sat on a 45-degree train.
Yeah.
It's insane. People, literally, like I said, just dripping.
That's horrible. That's like hell.
I've got boob sweat.
We're in hell now, gentlemen.
It is that. We're in hell. And the train is going to take me 17 minutes. So I've got circa 30 minutes on this absolute furnace.
Are you trumping as well?
And I'm trumping left, right and centre. Trying to de-gas to get some cool air out. So then all of a sudden, over the tannoy,
Delayed.
we're about 4 minutes to go, delayed.
Oh my God.
Everyone's panicking. Do we get the other one? Do it? And we're looking, and things are starting to get cancelled. What's going on here? All of a sudden, there's this lad who's probably about 18, 19. I'm not sure what situation he's in. He starts crying.
Crying?
He's crying, but I think he's not well.
Like neurodiverse, perhaps, or what are you getting at when you're not well, physically unwell? Or,
I would say
right.
3 or 4 steps beyond that.
Right, okay.
So maybe I don't know. I don't want to comment.
He's someone who may struggle to regulate their emotions.
Yes.
Okay.
Very
So we're not
much
going to take the mick out of anyone.
No.
For that.
So he's swearing. He's sort of rocking back and forth, and he started crying. And he's not with anyone. So he's on that boundary of he's not. No one's looking after him, but he's really struggling now.
So there's 2 of you crying on this train.
So there's 2 of us crying on this train, and only one of us is farting. So he wins, right? But so now the atmosphere has turned dark because other people have started shouting.
Really? So you've set them all off with your shouting?
No, not me. It was him.
Yeah.
It's his lad.
So you're carrying it all.
Yeah.
Did you shut your noise and all that?
Yeah. And then what happened is it was a case of what was next. No, sorry. First of all, sorry. This is part 2. Part 1 is I've got on the London train. I'm going to go to Stockport, and Lizzie's going to pick me up from Stockport.
On the London train, air conditioned,
beautiful.
Absolutely, getting picked up off my better half. Picked off my better half. It's the greatest day ever.
Bing bong.
Yeah.
The driver's having a break. Is going to be an extra 20 minutes.
He's having a break?
This is before all this.
Right.
Oh, fucking hell, driver's having a break. Right, okay, it's meant to set off at 10:02. It's now going to be 6:15. Okay, whatever, we can live with that. Air conditioned. I can sit on it for 20 minutes. Go on my phone.
20 minutes.
Battery's dying, though. We've just gone orange. It's low power mode on the iPhone.
Right, okay.
Then this train will no longer stop at Stockport due to trespassers on the line. So
trespassers?
Yeah. So then I'm on to the next train. That whole story I just told you is train number 2.
Right.
Right?
So train number 1, right, gets delayed, and then there's trespassers on the line.
Yeah, so the first stop is going to be Wilmslow now. No good.
Why is there trespassers on the line? I don't get what's that about.
I don't know.
People are mucking about on the line.
Britain. It's broken Britain. Yeah, I blame Thatcher and Starmer and Brown.
Trespassers on the line.
Major.
Just fucking run him over.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to get home. It's red hot. So, let's have a vote.
Yeah.
Who votes we go anyway?
Yeah, it's what's it called? The trolley test, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas instead of it being you pull the lever and 4 people die instead of 1, it's we all just get home. Either no one dies or 1.
Say that chance. Just go for it.
Right. We're all voting on our phone. We voted to not stop at Stockport.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm off that train. Then I'm onto the second train. Too hot, busy, crazy.
Horrible.
Man starts crying.
Horrible.
People start, what's going on then?
And why do people say and do things like that?
Yeah.
I hate when people try and take charge of the situation by making everything worse.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, you're not helping. You're not finding out any information. You're not doing anything of
No.
help or constructive. You're just being annoying.
They're going to give us as much info over the tannoy as we're going to get.
Yeah.
So then we're about to set off. All of a sudden, this train has been cancelled. Everyone's off. People kicking off. I'm just getting out of the way.
almost a relief, isn't it?
Almost a relief. Now we're trying train 3. Now it's Stoke train. Airconned again.
Beautiful.
But as I'm getting to the platform for that one, this is full Piccadilly tannoy now.
Yeah.
No trains will be stopping at Stockport for the foreseeable future because there's person on the line. Nothing is moving now.
Wow, okay.
I'm texting Lizzie, you can't come to Stockport. My phone's about to die. Don't come to Stockport. I'm not going to get there. I don't know what to do. I'll have to get an Uber.
Right.
I didn't want to do this. It's going to cost me 19 quid or whatever.
Yeah.
But what am I going to, I can't walk home. It's fucking 7 miles in the heat. So go to get an Uber. And everyone off that train is now stood waiting for an Uber. So I sit on my phone. We expect to get you an Uber. It's taking a bit longer than usual. We expect to get an Uber in the next 5 minutes. Wait for that. Then it's all of a sudden saying no Ubers available. It's just like,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
No,
I've seen the delayed bit and when they keep you going and we'll have you on by 15:15 or whatever. Or have you thought of buying Uber? Buying the better one.
Yeah, Uber One.
Yeah,
so that we can actually do our job.
Yeah. I've never had it where they go, nah, bro, you ain't.
Yeah. So it said no Uber. So then I tried one more time and it's keeps the time. We'll have you on by. It's now like 6:35.
Right.
We'll have on by 6:41. Gets to 6:41. No. Still nothing. I'm on 9% battery now. I don't have the facilities to get home if this doesn't work. I don't know. I'm going to have to get the 192, which is a bus that is also 45 degrees, but it takes 45 minutes to get home instead.
I would argue the 192 is the most famous bus in Manchester.
It's one of the most famous buses in Manchester.
It's not a bus that I've ever needed. I've always lived in Trafford and Salford, but 192 is world famous.
Straight down the A6, basically all the way, through Longsight, through Levenshulme, into Stockport.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah.
So I go to get the bus. Everyone now who couldn't get an Uber, who couldn't get the train, there's about 35 people at this bus stop.
Right.
Everyone piles into an already busy bus. I get one of the last seats on the bus upstairs. It's so hot. Right. Obviously, it's ridiculously hot, but everyone's hot. Whatever, fine. Now I'm texting her, how are we going to meet? She said, I'll come and pick you. I'll try and meet you in Levenshulme to cut some of the journey out. Being really nice.
That's helpful.
Then a lady sits next to me.
Right.
Who, it's one of them where you see them, she comes upstairs and she's got hood up, puffer jacket on.
Right.
It's 45 degrees on the unless she's got a world championship boxing fight the following day.
Right.
Something's not right here.
Okay.
Because it's too hot to be wearing that.
Yeah.
It's sort of mumbling under your breath.
You know when you have that, what's that saying? Like, if you think you're the only sane person in the world. Everyone's mad. You're the one who's mad. Do you think that might be the case for you?
Everyone else
you seem to be sort of in a situation where, and I was sat as this guy and he's like making a lot of noise and crying, and then someone's got over a puffer jacket, and then this other kid is going on with himself, and like literally, Jay, everyone's a lunatic.
Everyone's mad, except me, and I'm
Do you think they're all telling their mates about this story about this guy that looked like Jesus that was doing their heading on this journey?
That kept getting off the train even though nothing was wrong with the train. I've just made it all up, and I was the one crying. I was the one kicking off.
I
had a puffer jacket over my head.
Right. Do you know what though? I hate on the bus. Like, go on, finish your story.
No, go on.
I hate on the bus when you get someone who gets on the bus, right?
Yeah.
Because I get the bus all the time.
Yeah.
And I quite like the bus journey.
Yeah.
It's like 45 minutes from my house to work. I can do little bits and pieces on my phone. It's all right. It's not too long. It's just all right.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy it. But sometimes you get people who get on and they're just proper extra.
Yeah.
And they're loud, they're either on the phone, they're laggy, or they're just being a bit off key or whatever. I'm not trying to mock anyone who's got mental health issues or anything like that, but you get people who are just a bit too much, who are just like, not that there's anything wrong with them, they're just extra, and they, do you know what I mean? They're just being dead loud and obnoxious and ranting and raging about things that are out of everyone's control. Like, how long is this bus going to take? Like, the bus driver's he's going slow, or he's controlling the traffic. Like, the bus takes as long as it can take. What's up with you? You're not helping the situation by moaning. No. Do you know what I mean?
You're making it worse.
You always get them ones, don't you?
So
it does my head in. Or the phone signal. I've had people moan about the fucking phone signal now. The fucking phone signal is bus is shit. Oh, hang on a minute. Driver, can you just sort the signal out for us?
Like your launch control for NASA, and you really need this signal. We've lost the Hubble. The Hubble telescope. What do you mean? Just fucking wait.
Wait 4 minutes or whatever, and then you'll be in a better signal. Like, honestly.
So she comes up the stairs, and immediately the whole bus journey is about this woman. Obviously, the only seat left is across the aisle from me, and because I've got quite a big boy next to me on this side, I'm already turned into the aisle. So this woman.
Have you ever had them ones where there's loads of spaces next to you on the bus?
That's too scary.
And
no,
the extra person sits next to you.
I've never had that.
I've had that before. I don't like. I'll be honest with you, right? I've gone full into like wuss mode. I don't even like sitting upstairs anymore.
Really?
Like I used to automatically just go straight up to the top of the bus. Like that was just the thing that I've done since I was a kid. I'd rather sit downstairs.
Yeah, I should have sit downstairs.
And it's also attracts more people. Like
it's obviously hotter up there as well.
Yeah,
because it's fucking heat rises and all that. So she comes and sits on the only seat next to me, full puffer jacket, looking like Tony Pulis but with the hood up. Right. Loads of bags. She's talking to herself, talking to us. I'm just so sweaty, just feeling sick, trying to text Lizzie where I'm going to be. Then she gets in one of her bags, rustling for ages, fucking, gets a 4-pack of ciders out, right?
All right, so you had a beer with her or not?
Well, drops it on the floor immediately.
Really?
Right? Luckily, it doesn't buckle, it doesn't bust, but the top is now like that. So it's like, it's proper smacked on the floor.
Oh, mate.
And she's got it. Doesn't pick another one.
Right, so is she acknowledging this? Is she recognising the fact that this is doomed?
Nope.
This is going to go over like...
Nope.
She's not doing like the little trick, the tap.
Everyone around her sees the thing
or
she
the mouth
doesn't...
over it. You know what's coming here.
You know what's coming.
Yeah.
My face is probably 1.5 foot from the can. Opens the cider that's just been on the floor. It explodes.
Oh, mate.
My phone is drenched, my face is drenched.
See,
all down my fucking side is just drenched. And then because it's foaming, she holds it away from her body. So it's now basically over my knee. Just pouring cider all over the floor, all over the bus, all over me. It's going like it's on the window past me. And then she just downs the whole thing, throws the can on the floor, and she's going, "Watch your fucking mouth" to me. Because I was laughing because I thought I'm so like stressed and mad here.
Yeah.
But we're all in a shit situation. What am I going to do with this? She's, you know what I mean? No, I'm not going to.
You're just hoping, are you, that she's going to open some sniff and sneeze into it so you can have a proper pie.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to share.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't want
let's
warm
have cider and sniff and like maybe spark up some weed as well.
Warm cider isn't the party I was hoping for, but I've had a little look at the moustache and we're game on. So I'm laughing.
She's getting aggy because you're laughing.
She's going to she'll keep your mouth out of it. Literally, like she was like I was going to drink a cider or something. She just downs what's left of this can, throws it on the floor, it all fucking flies everywhere again. I'm hating all this. Then there's a 2-seater open in front. So she gets up, immediately slips over on the wet floor.
Oh my God. That's karma.
She slips over. She's like holding onto the bar, the like don't stop here bus thing. Slips over, then gets, and then, and this is the end now. Then, as she's walking up to her new seat, she's shutting all the windows.
Oh my God.
Everyone's too scared to say anything. Yeah.
On the 192.
It's fucking 45
round of people.
Yeah, it's 45 degrees on this bus already.
What are you doing
and she's shutting the windows to stop the draft going because she's too cold in her puffer jacket. I just got out in Levenshulme and waited for Lizzie to arrive. I couldn't believe what was going on. I've never been so hot in my life.
Do you know what, man? The crazy thing is about that story is that I've been on the other side of that story.
What, you were the cider?
Yeah.
You've been the can of cider, haven't you?
Guy wearing his puffer jacket in 40-degree heat, drinking cider on the bus, kicking off with people.
Yeah. Spraying cider all over everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah,
What did Lizzie say when you got off the bus?
She asked why I smelled, for starters. Why does your arm and leg smell like cider? She was just laughing. I got in the car and was like, I need 5 minutes, I can't talk at the minute. I was so mad and hot, yeah. Because most are just too hot.
Right.
But I was just like, I can't even get through what's just going to happen.
That's a pretty horrendous journey.
It was a tough journey. So I left work at about 25 past 5, half 5, something like that. Got home at just gone 7.
Seriously?
Yeah, so about an hour
right,
and a half.
an hour and a half to get home to Stockport.
Yeah, should be. It's a 17-minute train.
Mate.
So yeah, it was a good laugh, and it cost me £8 for a taxi as well. Oh no, it didn't. No, that was on the way in this morning because the train was cancelled.
I mean,
anyway, it's good stuff though, isn't it?
Here at Stretford,
we handle the heat well.
Travel costs.
We handle the heat well in this country. Is my point. Isn't it? All the trains are.
Do you know what it is though? It's like, I know it's like the most obvious thing anyone can say. It's not the heat. It's people. How people handle it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If people are all right, it's not a drama. Like, we're all in this together. Sometimes you'll get that like Dunkirk spirit, won't you? I've had it on like the tube in London where it's like the tube's stuck. People sort of try to outdo each other by being helpful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, this lady here, did you want to sit down here, love? Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I've got some water here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you get it where there's a little sense of community, like the Chilean miners and all that. Like, we all join together, and then you get it where it's like it's every man for himself. It's like that one in The Office where Kevin throws a chair through this vending machine and it's the fire drill one.
The cats
That's it, yeah, every man for himself. Yeah. You get a bit of that sometimes, don't you? Where it's just fucking chaos.
Raiding the vending machine.
Immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as it's like everyone for himself, like throw a chair through the vending machine. Like, sometimes you get that. So it's whether you can be a little bit like...
Yesterday felt more chair in vending machine than Dunkirk spirit.
Like, not biting.
Oh, no.
Because you are like a proper chill guy. You could have made that situation worse, I think. If you'd have snapped with her and gone, like, what the fuck are you doing covering me inside? I don't think there's a happy ending to that scenario. I don't think there's a way that ends well for anyone concerned. No. It's not like she's going to go, oh, I'm really sorry, love.
No.
She's just going to get aggy. It's going to kick off.
Yeah, I'm going to get hit with 3 full cans of cider.
You're probably going to have to ring your missus
and not be able to do anything.
Can you meet me at this bus stop to fight this woman?
She was about 60, so even that wouldn't have
helped. Your missus would have a decent chance of battering her.
She'd have a good chance.
And she's pissed. She's levered.
Yeah, she's had about 200ml of cider of what isn't on my lap in that can. She's probably weakened.
It's horrible on the buses though when it's roasted.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's so great. And that's shutting all the windows.
What are you doing?
That's like torture.
To be fair, I looked at her though, she wasn't sweating. Her skin was dry and she had a big puffer jacket on. Yeah. I don't understand how that's possible. Madness.
Just all the beer and that.
Yeah.
Like, just cooling her down. Just loads of cider.
She's got so little like usable body liquid left because she's so dehydrated. Maybe she's just got nothing left to sweat.
There's loads of
what people saying
comments here because I've let you finish that story before I got into the comments. So first, I'm gonna have to go back a little bit, otherwise I'll. So let me go back. Sorry. There's a few super chats. I'm gonna read them. Excuse me, a bit of windy pops. And then we'll get to Joe's train story in the chats. MJRC says, gents, it's a super chat. You got to read it out, which is one of the all-time YouTube clips of all time. If you know, you know. Super chat, read it out, says MJRC again. MJRC says, Chouameni will sign for United. You heard it here first from Ellesmere Park.
I could see it, you know.
Can you?
Yeah. I feel like it's much more realistic than it feels at the moment. Yeah, I think it's possible.
Really?
Yeah, just not. I don't think it's likely. I've just got a sneaky.
Do you know what the
feeling
weird
that
thing
it's-
is about United, right?
Yeah, that it's doable.
We tend to do big things in a window. Like, look at almost every window. There's some exceptions, but almost every window, there's something quite seismic that happens at United.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at last season, getting Mbumo and Cunha, I think was... Getting Cunha, relatively straightforward, buyout clause, linked with United from day one, wanted to come to United, boom, get him. And Mbumo, bit of back and forth, Newcastle want him, Spurs want him, bit of intrigue there, he's obviously keen to move, get him. But then the Sesko one, it's like, right, United, you're not messing about
And Sesko was a name that had been sort of lurking off in Europe for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Everyone had known about him. Everyone knew he was going to get that big move, whether it would be Arsenal, PSG, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. He was going to go somewhere at some point. Everyone's known that since he was 18.
Yeah.
And United went for it.
And that was like, the season before, I might be getting me seasons wrong here, but when was De Ligt?
That was the season before, yeah.
Was that De Ligt?
Yeah.
Which was a big name.
Yeah, big
that
name.
was the one that everyone went, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's De Ligt. And ironically, Mazraoui, who's probably been the more effective player for United, was the sort of the afterthought and just, you're going to get him, we get him as well. Right then, go on. Like, there was the Lenny Yoro one. I know it wasn't a big name, but it was one that was like a youngster that Real Madrid wanted. You ain't going to get him. We got him. I know you could look at others and go, well, you thought about José Mezexi, Man United. I'm not saying that we do always do good transfer business, but even going back further, pre-Ineos, Casemiro. Yeah. We were linked with Adrian Rabiot, and we're dropping a Casemiro just before deadline day. You're like, what? Like, United tend to get big names, big signings. Post-Fergie, pre-Fergie, obviously, we did it almost whenever we wanted to. But post-Fergie, we tend to get some big boys in, whether that's Pogba, Di Maria, Radamel Falcao, Zlatan, like Ronaldo, even like Lukaku. Transfers that now you look back at and go, well, he was shit. At the time, were big signings that other clubs wanted, that cost a lot of money, that, you know what I mean? If you'd have asked most United fans, well, we did. We were doing content then. Like, yeah, I'm buzzing we've got him. So it's quite rare for United to massively underwhelm in a window and not get at least one player where you go, fucking hell.
I agree with you, and I'll say this. I will be absolutely stunned if we end this window with Ederson, Alex Scott and Somerville, and no one else, and no one bigger than that, and no big sort of marquee name. I'd be stunned. I don't think that's likely at all. There's going to be a Fernandes or a Tchouaméni, or I know Lewis Hall's not a big name like Tchouaméni, but he's going to be a substantial, hefty signing. It's not going to just be 3 kind of middling Premier League players. I'd be really, really surprised if that was the case. I think you're right.
Do you know why I think you're right as well, Joseph?
Go on.
As you often are. Michael Carrick isn't just about Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick is Jason Wilcox and Omar Barada as well. Yeah. They need him to do well. Yeah. They need him at least to survive 2 seasons.
Yeah, they do.
They need him.
Let's start with 1 full season, which is not
that minimum. Yeah, they need him to have Champions League football at the end of next season.
Yeah,
because if they don't, Ratcliffe's going to be looking at him and going, "You brought in Dan Ashworth. He was a fucking disaster. You got rid of him after 3 months. You convinced me to keep Ten Hag, then get rid of Ten Hag. You brought in Ruben Amorim, who was a shambles. You give Michael Carrick the job, and now you're sacking him. You two don't know what the fuck you're doing. Yeah. You're gone." Because Sir Jim Ratcliffe isn't a patient man who's got loads of time left on this earth. He's going to see some results soon. Now, we've seen them so far under Carrick, to be fair, but I think their futures are entwined. So they need Carrick to succeed. And I think if you can sit here and know that that's not enough, the transfers that you just mentioned, I'm pretty sure Jason Wilcox will know that as well.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. Go on, what's that? Sorry.
The last time we had a sort of quiet window was...
Is this the Jose one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, right.
18-19.
The Jose one is the last time. When was it, sorry?
18-19.
18-19, where it was Fred, Delo and Lee Grant. And that was when Jose, more or less...
I mean, that was the end of Jose, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was it.
I say it's rare. That's the one occasion, I think, post-Fergie where you can actually say... It didn't happen. Because even other underwhelming transfer windows where you go... There was the window under Ollie, wasn't it, where we got Maguire and Wan-Bissaka and Dan James. Yeah. Wasn't it enough, really? Excuse me. But spending at that time 130 million quid on defenders weren't nothing. I hear that one because Lee Grant doesn't count a third choice goalkeeper. Delo at the time, an 18-year-old right back, and Fred, who Jose himself said he didn't want.
Yeah,
it was a bit naff, especially when we just finished second, 19 points behind City. They went out and got Riyad Mahrez, and we broke their transfer record to buy a Premier League winning PFA Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he actually won he did win PFA Player of the Year.
I think so.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
And then we go and do that. So that's one way you go, it weren't good enough. But that, unless I'm misremembering, I don't think there's any others where you go, you can look back at ones and go, I mean, Jesus, what you could look back at the one where we got Ronaldo, Sancho, and Varane and say Varane's the only one that works out of them. Yeah. But at the time, you were thinking that's probably enough to chance for a title.
The Van der Beek, we talk about them. The Van der Beek, Cavani, Pellistri, Ahmad one was a little bit light, but even then, there was a big name in Cavani.
There was a big name in Cavani, and it felt almost like we were lacking up for the marquee making up for lack of marquee signing by buying quite a lot of players.
Yeah.
So Pellistri, Ahmad, Tellez,
another one, yeah.
Like Van der Beek, Cavani, like 5 players or whatever that came in. At a time when United were probably looking not too far. We just finished 3rd, haven't we?
Yeah.
Again, we just finished 3rd now, so we have to strengthen.
But things have changed.
Usually United have one signing that at least that you go,
Last 3 or 4 years, teams, like, it's quite common for teams to spend 250, 350, 400 in a window now. That didn't happen even up until COVID. No one did that. And then Chelsea started spending 450, 500 million every summer. Man City have spent 300 million odd in the last 12 months. Liverpool spent 400 odd plus in the last window.
Yeah.
Teams can do 250 as a snip. 250 is everyone in the top half can spend 250, let alone, Man United. Like, I think there's going to be at least one name in there, whether it's an 80 million for Fernandes, an 80 million for Tchouaméni, or someone like that. I think where you're going to go, we're going for it.
I think so. I think with 40 million for Højlund.
Yeah.
You'd expect eventually Marcus to maybe go for 20 or something.
Yeah, hopefully 25.
Maybe you got it maybe for 25.
Yeah.
Like,
should be another 50 from them too.
Yeah, like that's, let's say, 90 million in incoming transfers. The Adidas deal has gone up. Excuse me. We got quite a bit off the Premier League finishing 3rd. You're going to get, obviously, Champions League revenue. I'd be amazed if it was as low as sort of those suggestions you've made.
Yeah.
I expect there to be... I just think... I like Alex Scott, he's a good player. And you could argue, well, if you got Alex Scott instead of Mercedes Fernandes, is it that different? I understand the argument there, because they're not like a million miles away from each other. But it does feel a little bit different, doesn't it? It does feel like if you got Fernandes and Scott and Edison, that would be a fucking statement. If you just got Scott, Edison and, say, Shea Charles, like what Chris Wheeler was suggesting yesterday, then that would feel, to me, a bit, what? I just feel like, as well, with City going out and getting Elliot Anderson, Arsenal have been linked with Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah.
These are the 2 teams that finished above us. They're strengthening, and they're bringing in quality as well. Arsenal might not get Guimaraes, to be fair, but I expect them to go quite big in the window because they've got lots of money to spend, Arsenal. Lots of Champions League final, and they've won the title, won the Premier League, and they're a big club.
And they've been comfortably top 4, doing decently in all the cups for 5 years.
They got to the semis of the Champions League, didn't they, the year before?
Yeah.
And they got to, was it the League Cup final this year? Like, which isn't like give you loads.
Not mega money, but it's a few million extra here and there, isn't it?
And they've got a big global fan base as well, so you can imagine they shift a few shirts and stuff. So they're going to go turbo. And if we're chasing them, that transfer window that we mentioned there, the frustrating thing about it when we bought Fred Delow and Lee Grant was we'd finished 19 points behind City, and they had a better summer than us. And it's like, we're never going to catch them if we're having a worse transfer window than they are, and they're already 19 points better than us.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at Arsenal and City, you could go, well, actually, since Carrick's come in, we've competed with them. We've actually been above them in the sort of form table. We're not a million miles away from them, but we're still behind them. We've not got the squad that either of those 2 teams have got, and I think it'd be mega naive to think we have. But if we add to it, we can compete. If we don't, if we have a worse window than those 2 clubs, I don't think you can realistically expect to be challenging. And we should be challenging for him. It's not just about finishing 3rd again or 4th. You are fucking challenge, man. At least pretend to try and challenge.
Yeah. And
which, we should be doing.
When you look as well, like, I know you're not saying this, but I think when people say we're trying to catch Arsenal, that doesn't mean that, like, we have to be better than them every week.
No.
You only have to be better than the team you're playing. You're still playing Bournemouth and Leeds and Hull and all that. Like, it's not like who was better in every game, was it Man United or Arsenal? We have to get 85 points. That's what we have to do, regardless of what Arsenal do. If United get 85 points next season, I'd say you've got a 50-50 chance of winning the league. I think it's going to be there or thereabouts in terms of a number. The problem is if Arsenal get to a point where they start getting 95 points every season, then there's a lot more of a gap to sort of bridge. But as it stands, last couple of seasons, after City's peak and Liverpool's peak with those kind of great teams that they had, it seems like 80 plus is going to have you right in and amongst the title race. What do we need to spend and who do we need to buy to get 80 points? That's the first question. 85 points ideally. If you can get that, it's not irrelevant what Arsenal do, because obviously we play them, but them beating Hull 3-1 and us beating them 2-1 amounts to roughly the same thing. We just have to make sure that our team is improving. And how much does Alex Scott improve over this season's Casemiro? Because yes, he's a bit leggy and he doesn't always track back very well, and we've masked that a little bit. But Alex Scott being a bit of a better midfielder, but with no goals, is that a better overall? You know what I mean? We have to actually improve on last season. It's not just about how much better is Somerville than Cunha. Is he any better? No. I'm not sure that he is.
No, he's yet.
How much better is Edison than Ugarte? Probably a little bit better. So there you go. There's a bit, but that's improvement off the bench. We need someone who's better than Casemiro, which is where Anderson would have ticked that box. I think Fernandes probably ticks that box, although he loses the goal threat, but I think he's enough. Does Alex Scott improve on Casemiro? Because if he doesn't, why would we get more points than last season? We need players who are better than the ones that we had last time. And we need someone better than Joshua Zirkzee coming off the bench. So maybe
Zirkzee, for the amount that as good on the ball as he can be, is borderline useless.
Yeah. But
no, not being horrible.
No, but exactly. So
if you're chasing a game, bringing him on, you may as well bring me and you on.
How easy is it to replace Joshua Zirkzee with a better player? Pretty easy. But what is the maximum impact a squad player can even have? Maybe 4 or 5 points a season. So even if you've got the Zirkzee replacement spot on, if they are truly just a backup, it's probably 4 points. Whereas that midfielder, if you have a better midfielder in there, that might be 7, 8 points. I think we saw it with Lomans. I think he probably brought us 6, 7 points over Bayindir.
Maybe Bayindir, he probably brought about 12.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to find that across the pitch. Like Luke Shaw, I thought he was really good last season, ever present. But I think we could find a player that could get us probably an extra 2 points. Maybe at a time where Luke Shaw didn't have a great game, a win or a draw that could be turned into a win. And across the pitch, if you're getting 6 points there, 2 points, 4 points, all of a sudden, what did we get last season? 67 points? 66 points?
I can't remember.
If you can find an extra 15 with your transfers, that's how United can challenge for the league. And obviously, get a bit more out of Burma, get a bit more out of Sesko.
71 points we got.
Oh, great, 71. So if we can find an extra 10 points amongst form and transfers, then United can challenge for the title, regardless of who, Arsenal buy. So that's what I'm thinking, and that's why I don't think it's just going to be Somerville and Edison and Scott, because I don't think that finds us an extra 10 points. You need players in there that genuinely move the needle. And you don't need that many. That's the other thing. You're never as far off as you think, especially if people don't get injured. But yeah, I'm excited, but I do think it's going to be a Tchouaméni or a Fernandes or maybe a surprise attacker that we aren't really talking about just yet, a youngster or a big name that's on a free, or a Vlahovic or someone I think there's going to be a name that pops up probably after the World Cup where we go, that I get it, that's what we're trying to improve with, that kind of player.
I think you're right. The thing that worries me about next season, not worries me, but I just feel like next season is a massive opportunity for us. Or this season, if you want to split hairs. Because at the minute, City have got a new manager in. I know they've just gone and bought Elliot Anderson, and I think Maresca's a decent manager as well. But he's new. He's just through the door. The Scousers have got a new manager in. So you've got two of you. You can maybe even throw Chelsea into the mix. And if you're going to stretch it a bit, Spurs, even though they've been shocking, but they're spending a lot of money. Yeah. So you've got all these clubs with new managers in. Just looking at United's squad as well, you've got some players who might be... next season might be the last season you get something really good out of him.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire, this might be it for him. Next season, he gives you another good campaign. After that, he's either in decline or his injuries catch up with him, or you move him on. Bruno at 31, 32, I think Bruno's a phenomenon. He might end up doing a Modric. He might not. Next season might be the season where you get a really good top tier season from Bruno again, and the season after that he's a slight little drop off.
But every year after 30, the odds of you being as good as the previous season go down.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he going to get another 20 assists? Almost certainly.
No, I mean he broke the record, didn't he? Was it 21 in the end?
21. Sorry.
So no, you're right. So next season you look at actually when you look at some of these players, also look at someone like Cunha, who I think he'd be 27.
Yeah.
And Bumo, similar age. Yeah. And Sesko's a bit younger, but they're not like kids. So these could be in their sort of peak next season, where they've had one season at United now. Next season, they've had a few more. Bumo and Cunha have always been playing in the Premier League a while. Sesko's had a season in the Premier League. Next season, they might smash it.
Yeah.
I think next season is a massive opportunity for us. I really do.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've got to make the most of it in this window, because what happens if you go, well, next season we're just going to sort out, get a few midfielders in, then the following summer we'll really go for it. But the following summer, City have had a season full of Maresca. Anderson's been there for a year. Arsenal have got players like Max Dowman is a year older and could be a bit of a star.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it could be more difficult in a year's time than it is now. So I think you've got to make the most of this. Go for it. Try and at least go for it in the window. And if you buy let's say you go and you go, right, we're fucking going for it. You get Scott, you get Edison, you get Mateus Fernandes, you get Somerville. You bring in, let's say you fucking go for it. You get Louis Hall and you bring in a backup striker. And United, it don't happen, we finish fourth. We can fucking live with it. We went for it. And us failing was still Champions League football. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we don't go for it and we flop, or we don't go for it and we just miss out, you go, fucking hell, man. If we'd have gone for it, if we're like 5 points off the top, you go, you're telling me one big signing wouldn't have made a difference, or two, if we'd have actually fucking gone for it.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a big, big opportunity.
You mentioned, sorry,
go on.
Chats. You mentioned there about Cunha as well. And I think there's a small chance, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I think there's a small chance what we're seeing with him at the World Cup at the minute. Sometimes players like World Cups in particular have this ability to turn players into the next level of player.
Okay.
And people come back from a World Cup with a different swagger and a different confidence, and the opposition looks at them differently and they believe in themselves in a different way. And I don't think he's someone that was lacking confidence anyway. But this World Cup might make Cunha. It might turn him into a real top player, where the only thing that's missing is a little bit of confidence, or what the opposition sort of addresses him and how they're going for tackles and all that. Because at the minute he's one of the stars of that Brazil team, and if they have a good run and he's one of the players, him and Vinicius are kind of at the forefront of that, we might even see him. It's never going to be the same. But remember how Ronaldo came back from the 2006 World Cup. Something had happened there. He was a different player, wasn't he?
Yeah, massively.
And again, he was 19 or 21 or whatever it was at that point, and Cunha's 26. But you can, like, that 2002 World Cup made Ronaldinho. Players just, you come back with a different swagger and a different style. And I wonder if this World Cup, if it keeps going the way it is, if he gets 4 or 5 goals, gets them to a semi or a final, whatever it may be, maybe we'll see a Cunha next year that feels like one of the stars of the Premier League, rather than just a really good signing like he was. All that put together, there's half a chance United could, like you say, be in and amongst it coming the end of the season, and that would be absolutely incredible.
I mean, let's allow ourselves to get a little bit carried away with Cunha, if we can. If you look at the end of the season and the World Cup, if we're going to sort of count how he finished the season and how he's gone into this World Cup, in his last, if I can just do the maths, 9 starts for club and country, he's got 8 goal involvements.
Yeah.
He's on fire.
Yeah.
Like, he is. Like, he's absolutely smashing it. So if he can carry that on, then there could be a player. Because if you look at, we said this on Transfers Live the other night, but I'll repeat it for the sake of it anyway, because we're talking about it. In his first, I think it was, 11 games for United? I think he had 1 goal.
Yeah. Slow.
It took a while to get going. And obviously, struggled in, I think, did he struggle against, I've just put this out of my mind, Grimsby. I know it was on Bumo who missed the penalty.
And Burmo struggled against Grimsby. I think Cunha wasn't great either, to be honest.
But just it wasn't great. It wasn't like this is the player we've seen at Wolves who just comes to United and he's. You remember the game at Craven Cottage where he was very close a couple of times, but it wasn't. I think he hit the post and the keeper saved it on a 1-on-1, and you're like, he's almost there.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of the season, he starts getting going. And towards the middle of the season, he starts getting going. And then at the end of the season, he finishes strongly, and he's took that into the World Cup with him. So if you've got a player there who can hit that vein of form and just keep it going.
Yeah.
Because what is it? He's 27 now. He's not just turned 27, but turned 27. Well, kind of has because he turned 27 last month.
Yeah.
So that's
he's going to be 27 for all of next season. It's not.
That's usually in and around your sort of peakish years, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? He's had a year at United. He's done well. Double figures. Nice little benchmark to reach. Fans obviously love him. He's got his own little celebration. Scored some big goals as well. Obviously enjoys it. Gets some of his teammates. There's every reason why next season it could be a really good one for him. I think Sesko's season was actually very good because he come in with a big price tag. He wasn't guaranteed to start. He's already had 3 managers in the 1 year he's been at United. I know Cunha has as well, but it's not easy, is it?
No.
And it's you're scoring every week and you're still not starting. Then you are starting. Then you dropped. Even if you score it, it's like it can be a bit of a mindfuck. But he kept going and did well. And we've seen players just struggle. We mentioned, some of them earlier, like Di Maria and Falcao, and players like that who never got going. To be honest with you, at least he's showed us what he's about. So Sesko can kick on, and Bumo we know about. And again, he had a bit of a struggle, didn't he?
I think he dropped off after Africa.
Yeah, and then he towards the very end sort of regains his mojo a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how some of the so-called fringe players handle next season as well. Like Ahmad, what's happening with him? Because he had a difficult season last season. You know my thoughts on him. I love him. But I also think that some of our better players could actually,
push on again.
Push on. Like Aiden Evan. Only a youngster, but he's looked mint. Could he, get better? Is what you think so? Was he 19?
Yeah.
Cobby. Why not? I think him towards the end of the season was playing as well as we've seen him playing in a United shirt. Yeah. Altered his game and it worked and he fucking played really well. So how's he going to look in a new midfield? I'm not saying, he's not going to miss Casemiro because you know what Casemiro's about, but there's every reason to think Cobby might have something to offer us. So I just feel like Senna Lomans even, who had a very good first season, could his second one be better? Because it's his second season in the Premier League, he's a little bit older, he's got used to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just feel like there's reasons to be optimistic. Let's go into some of the super chats. A lot of these are going back to your train story, so forgive me. We are fucking miles behind because me and Joe have been having a bit of a chat about all sorts. Let me get to the... Joey's USA royalty, says Gary Gillkeeper. Joseph the train engine, says C. Joe James John. Thank goodness Jesus was there, said Nomad Joe. Heaven Soul says, I'd get pissed and just call an Uber to get access to private AC.
I did call an Uber. That was part of the story. There was none available.
Red Lemons says, Joe said, come by Asda and I'll show you what's up. What's that? Did Joe try to break the windows? Says C. Joe James.
Yeah, I got that little hammer out, but I wasn't strong enough in the heat. I was all weak and floppy.
Michael D6M28 says Jay likes Buxton girl.
Yeah, he does. He do.
Do you think that they don't have aircon to Buxton because of the mineral water or not?
What do you mean?
Because isn't that what they're famous for, flogging the water?
So what? So when you get off the bus, you have to buy a load of water?
Yeah, when you get off the train, you like...
Oh, the train, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you say Buxton, all I think about is the Buxton water.
Is the water.
So do you think it's like a bit of a con?
I think so, yeah. Because when you get off, they tell you which newsagents to go to get the water, yeah.
Right, so it's like you get off there, you roasting, you're gagging for water, and they've only got the Buxton mineral water there.
Yeah, at the station.
That's where they make all the sales, isn't it? Yeah. Quite clever, that, isn't it?
That's a good point, I've not thought about that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Peter Smith says, train number 2 wasn't very number 2 train. Number 2 in brackets. Poo.
Yeah, it was poo.
Sean Signs says Steve would have jogged home in this situation. I think you're right. I think he would have. Also, if we're derailing this brew properly, have you seen Dutton Ranch yet, Jay? Sorry, I haven't.
What is that? Is that like one of those little farm shops near yours that sells like homemade cottage cheese and rhubarb?
What's that? Sorry,
Dutton Ranch.
It's a form of sauce.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh,
no,
nice.
it's the follow up to Yellowstone. What do you mean?
No, do you know what? What's his name? This Holy Coley. What's he called?
Taylor Sheridan.
That's him. Slow down.
Right, go on.
Fucking Yellowstone. 1868. Lioness. 1901.
Yeah.
Landman. Buxton Water. What's that last one called?
Dutton Ranch.
Dutton Ranch.
Marshalls as well.
Marshalls. You've made up fucking...
just films as well, Sicario.
Chill out, man. You got 7 TV shows going on at once.
Mayor of Kingstown.
Mayor of Kingstown. What are you doing? See your family.
Wind River, another film.
Is this serious?
Yeah.
All in the last 5 or 6 years?
Right, I'll tell you what he's been doing the last 5 or 6 years, because some of them predate the last 5 or 6 years.
But it's crazy how much he's putting out. How about save up some of your ideas and just do a couple?
No, but do you know what, right? So in the last 5 years, he wrote Without Remorse.
What's that?
It's a film. Stars Michael B. Jordan.
Sure.
He wrote Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Great.
He produced Finest Kind, and he wrote and produced Fast, which is not out yet. Sorry, that's in production.
Okay, but still, he's been doing it.
Yeah. And then when it comes to TV, you've got, in the last 5 years, I mean, this is all in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So you've got Yellowstone, 1883, Mayor of Kingstown, 1923, Tulsa King, Lawmen, Bass Reeves.
So I've run out of fingers. This is 10, so everything after this is, I'm starting at 11 here, right?
Lioness, Landman, The Road, Marshalls, The Madison, Dutton Ranch. What? Right, why is there 2 sections? Oh, also as well, there's acting roles.
Great.
So he's in Yellowstone, 1883, and Lioness.
Right.
And also, that's it for the last 5 years. I've kept for the last 5 years.
He's been doing 18 things in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And many of which of those have got multiple series across the whole like they're not all like back to back.
No, because when you're on fire, right, you've got to act on it. Noel Gallagher says it, doesn't he? He says, like, in that period when he wrote, like, the first 2 albums or the first 3 albums it might have even been, and all the B-sides, he just couldn't stop writing good things. Do you know what I mean? And then,
I do get that.
And then you get to a stage where all of a sudden you're not writing things that are as good anymore. Yeah. And it's like, hang on a minute, the next album's not as good as the previous.
Something's changed.
Yeah, so I'm like, I've lost my mojo a little bit. I've just not got what I had before.
Yeah.
And you got to make the most of it when.
So in terms of making shows for sort of 30 to 50-year-old blokes, he is the Beatles 1962 to 1968 right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's just everything he puts on paper is just filling seats.
Yeah.
You can't stop making bangers.
Yeah. And you've got to just, when you're doing that.
All right, fair play to him.
Do you know what I mean?
If in fact, actually then, write more. Because at the minute, 18 things in the last 6 years, I think he's spreading himself too thick. Let alone, he needs to spread himself too thin. Get writing, bitch.
Yeah.
Where's lazy dick? Is that all he's done?
As well, like you say, he's got his sort of niche, and his niche is quite. Can't even call it a niche because it's quite sort of wide and varied, but it's mainly like just sort of men killing people and
rugged man
cattle.
In life.
And I know Lioness is obviously
nature situation.
A female lead, but other than that, it's by and large just Do you know what I mean? Alpha males.
American fuck.
Yeah.
They could all be called American fuck if you wanted to, couldn't they?
But he is mint and he's done well.
No, he has done well. And I did like Series 1 of Landman, to be fair.
Yeah, I loved it. And we'll see what he's got to offer us next, because as I said, there's what is it? FAST. It's what's it called? Acronymed.
Yeah.
Is something that he's working on at the minute, and it's out next year, so there's
and
something
also,
to look forward to.
people like Stephen King and people like that, like they'll write like 60 books, 70 books.
Stephen King's ridiculous, isn't it? Because are you in a rush, by the way? Have you got to
go? No.
Right, okay, good. Because Stephen King also wrote under his alias for a bit, didn't he, Richard Bachman?
I didn't even know that.
Right, so he wrote like The Running Man under his alias. Yeah. Because his thing was, he's writing that much that it's like, if I keep writing all these books in my own name, everyone's going to be like, you know, he's brought another book out. I'll write under another name, and it can just be like not associated with me.
Just pissing books.
So it's almost like if people like these books, they'll like this author, not realising it. Obviously, it's pre-internet days before everyone.
Yeah, you could. Do
eventually, people worked it out, and then he had to just admit that he was Richard Bachman and just do it as all as Stephen King. But he was writing that much, he was able to do that. Do you know what I mean? So he's able to, like, if you look.
How many books has Stephen King written?
So.
It's more than 50, isn't it?
Yeah. So.
You think, like, when you think
I'm just trying to look here now.
When you think of people writing a book, it's like notoriously painstaking, a huge labour to do this, and people get a few out in their lifetime.
I'm going to give you a bit more context to the Richard Bachman story. So at the beginning of Stephen King's career, the limit was that authors could only publish one book a year, or else it would glut the market and would be unacceptable to the public. So King could publish more. He started writing under another name, Richard Bachman, who wrote Rage, The Long Walk, which is a film that's just out.
That's very famous.
Roadwork, The Running Man, Thinner, is a very good book and film. The Regulators,
is it about paint
Blaze.
thinner?
No, it's
about terps.
Yeah, it is. I drank terps once. First time I ever went to hospital of being born. So Stephen King, right?
How many books have you written?
Let me just bring you.
Because also he's the master of like pretty good book, fantastic film or TV show, isn't he? His books make great visual media as well.
They do, but I feel like the films have let him down a little bit. I don't think enough of his films have been have done him justice. I think some of them have, like The Shawshank Redemption. Is fucking phenomenal. Green Mile, Shining, The Misery,
really like
Stand By Me.
They?
Yeah, but I think there's a few that just haven't quite worked.
What's his number? Sorry, what's his raw numbers?
I'm trying to like how many. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, how many books has Stephen King written? I'm gonna guess.
Go on.
145. Can't be that many, can it?
So Stephen King has published 67 novels and novellas, including 7 under the pen name Richard Bachman and 5 non-fiction books. Additionally, he has written over 200 short stories. So the guy, man. He's 78.
Yeah.
Now, you don't write from birth. So let's say he started writing when he was 20. So let's give him 58 years of writing. And even that's quite young. But you guess you can start writing when you're 20. So you're writing more than, obviously, a book a year. And also 200 short stories. Like,
he's knocking them out in his lunch break.
Isn't he?
I need a break from this writing. Let me just do a quick short story to take my mind off it. That's the level of prolificism. That's not a word.
It's just like also as well.
He must be writing, right? Because books aren't like a song. We talk about Noel Gallagher.
Yeah.
You can write a song in an afternoon.
Yeah.
I know that people don't, and it takes a bit longer. But you can write a song in an afternoon. You could write an album in 2 months or in a month, right? Books are 300 pages long, let's say, average.
Yeah.
Like, he must be writing them at the speed it takes to read them.
Yeah.
Like, he's just writing it in one take with, like, right, the story's done, and I'll come back. How can he... It's incredible, really, isn't it? It takes a while to read a book.
He's adapting a lot of his books. He's, like, written the screenplay for a lot of his books as well.
Mad.
Like, The Dead Zone, which is such a good book, and a good film, actually, with Christopher Walken. Creepshow. Silver Bullet, Maximum Overdrive, he wrote and directed. Pet Sematary. Google
how many books has R.L. Stine written. Do you know the Goosebumps guy?
How many?
Because for a long time, I think until George R.R. Martin, or he's kind of up there with Martin and with Tolkien, is the most sort of like highest earning author of all time, or highest selling. It's all like 800 million books or something. R.L. Stine had.
Right, it's not giving me a
specific number.
Like. Sorry, I'm going to find.
He has written hundreds, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
He's one of the most successful authors in history.
What?
Go on.
Oh, I found it.
Go on.
Stein has authored well over 400 books across his career.
That's what I mean.
Largely driven by massive children's and YA franchises like Goosebumps and Fear Street. In comparison, Stephen King, the loser, has written approximately 75 to 80 books.
Yeah.
But
his
over 430. He holds a Guinness World Record for being the most prolific author of children's horror fiction novels. That's mental, that.
Yeah, and Goosebumps aren't 300 pages long, but they're like 100 odd.
Yeah.
The books, they're not just like Biff, Chip and Kip or whatever. Yeah, amazing. But yeah, that's what's his name. Harlan Coben's on that kind of.
Harlan Coben's one that I think some of the adaptations are ropey.
Yeah.
They set a lot of them in Manchester because Netflix got the rights to them, so they filmed them in Manchester, a lot of it.
Yeah.
But some of them it doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
Some of them are good. Some of them there's like a few. I won't say plot holes, but it's like you have to stretch the imagination a bit.
Yeah.
That it's like someone's on the run from someone, so they move from like Eccles to Weast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just to get away.
And you're like, well, obviously you wouldn't do that. You'd move to the other end of the fucking country. But it's like, for the purposes of this, where in the book it'll obviously be a lot further away. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just feel like there's been a lot of misfires with the Harlan Coben ones. There's been some good ones, but there's been ones where I've watched and I've just thought, that's like, there are actually some plot holes in some of them. Yeah. The adaptations, they're not too clever, but some of them are, and a lot of them are watchable. It's like enjoyable nonsense in it, a lot of it. King writes at least 1,000 words a day, says Liam Cohen. I mean, yeah, probably does.
Leave school.
He's a writing machine, says Akash K. Yeah, he's not happy with a lot of his adaptations as well. Some of them he's not. He's a genius, says someone else, Use or something. Yeah, people talking about all sorts of Stephen King things. Before I wrap up, what are you up to this weekend? I know what you're doing tomorrow.
What?
You're here, son.
Oh yeah, I'm here in the evening. I'm going to bike ride in the morning.
Right, okay.
With that group.
Go on, tell the
I've never done a
viewers.
group bike ride before.
Oh, hello. Right.
And there's loads of like stuff that you're meant to do. You're meant to know like hand signals and stuff.
Hand signals?
Yeah, so if I was to ride, no, not that. To like the drivers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a bike hand signal and you've got to tell me what you think it means.
Okay, I love this game. Dog shit.
No, but not far off. Dog shit. We're not cycling through parks. Dog shit. Pointing down at pothole this side.
Right.
And then obviously this one.
Small child.
No, pothole that side.
Right,
obviously,
sorry.
it's just. Yeah. All right, this one. You know this one.
High five.
No, we're turning right. We've got a high five. You'd be finished. How about this?
Coffee.
No, it's not the steering.
Coffee, anyone?
No, that's...
Anyone had enough of this bike riding malarkey? I have.
Perhaps some loose gravel or shale.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about say and I've lost... That's it. I don't know anymore. And there's loads.
Is that?
So I need to learn them for tomorrow.
Right.
Or like, because like, there's like this and stuff where it's like, you're meant to go to the front and I'm scared.
What? Who's doing that?
So you're meant to take turns at who's at the front. Because it's easier to be drafting behind people. They all the wind hits them and goes over them. So you're riding clean air, spat everywhere, and the person at the front is like getting blasted with all the dirty air.
Really?
Out the back
is that why they all
rotate
rotate in like the cycling?
Yeah.
Like Mark Cavendish at the front, and then he'll sort of.
So for instance, Mark Cavendish wouldn't be at the front.
Who's the guy with the big sideburns? What's his name?
Wiggins.
Bradley Wiggins. Yeah, that's insane.
So like the lead rider of a group of a team is never at the front. He's always got people in front of him.
Didn't they try and like do that for Mark Cavendish at one? Like they were trying to get him his gold medal, and he was like the main guy, and they were doing all that shit.
So on like the Tour de France or whatever, unless you're on like a hill where you can't really draft, but if you're on like a flat road,
right?
If you were like the main rider for the team, I'd be in front of you the whole time. So you're always getting clean air, and then me and your three teammates are taking it in turns being in front.
Who's deciding how long before you swap though?
I don't know. See, this is the thing. I don't know enough yet, and I'm a bit nervous.
You know, like you go in goal at 5-a-side.
Yeah, exactly.
You like you go in, you concede 5 seconds later, and then you come out. Like, I've done my goal now. Yeah. And someone else will go in, they won't concede for 30 minutes. Yeah. And they'll just stay until the next goal goes in.
Yeah.
You could have that scenario where someone who's not fancying it could go, I'll go at the front, and then after a minute go, is that the thing?
I think so. I need to learn.
Do you know what I mean? And then you've got a fucking...
If anyone knows anything about cycling, road cycling, message me on Instagram.
Mid-Toker Marius, who's been a member of the Academy for 56 months.
He's always in the chat.
Extra content coming to the member section as well. Do you think Norway has a chance to win the whole thing? As a Norwegian, I never thought I'd type these words. Yes, I do.
Oh, go on then.
Well, the thing with tournament football, right, is you don't need...
To win it.
To win it. No, you don't need, like... an absolute team full of superstars. What you need is like 1 or 2 world-class players, and then a pretty solid team.
Yes,
like that can happen. It's not a given, but it can. Now, the thing that might screw Norway is I don't think they've got enough world-class players. I think Haaland is, and then you've got players who are on their day capable of world-class performances. Odegaard on his day can be very, very good. Burge on his day can be very, very good. But then you've got some others that are just all right. Do you know what I mean? I know there's more good players than that I'm mentioning, but they've not got like enough top level players. Because if you look at some of the other teams,
they're probably going to play Brazil in the round of 16.
Yeah. See, like Brazil's a good example because out of those two teams, the team with the best player, even though I love Cunha, I say it's him, is probably Norway with Ireland. He's probably the best attacker, player, whatever, out of Norway and Brazil. But Brazil have got Cunha, they've got Vinny Jr. You might even argue, some might argue Vinny Jr. is better than Haaland. I'd say Haaland shades it, but you know, they've got Vinny Jr. They've got Rafinha. They've got Bruno Guimaraes. They've got who's been very good this World Cup. Casemiro. Even someone like Paqueta, you think he's turned up. Like Casemiro. They've got Gabriel.
Yeah.
Like quite a lot of good players, if not world class or not far off world class. Whereas I think Norway's a little bit lacking. So I think they've got a good team, they're just lacking a few world class players.
I've seen them get to a quarter final though, but to do that they're probably going to have to beat Brazil, and once they're there then it's anyone's game, innit? But I'd be surprised if they did.
Mid Token Marius says Norway has never lost to Brazil.
How many times did they play?
4 times, I think.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, the weird thing is, right,
I bet they've never knocked them out of a tournament though, have they?
I doubt it. Yeah, they had a decent team when I was a kid. Norway, they did us England a few times.
Yeah.
I think this is what I did for Graham Taylor. But yeah, they've always struggled a bit, haven't they? Like of late until most recently, because now obviously with Haaland and Odegaard and all them lot, they're doing much better, and they've certainly looked good in this World Cup. So we'll see. But we'll be here tomorrow anyway. We're going to be here. For England versus Panama. I hope Cobby Mania gets a start.
Yeah,
he
will.
Man.
He will.
Right, good, because he deserves one. So we'll be here for the watch along. What time are we going to go live?
Kickoff's at 10.
Is it? Yeah?
Yeah. I think we'll be live at, what, 9:15?
9:15. We'll go live at 9:15. So come and join us. It'll be me, Joe, and Ethan James. You remember him? He's going to be joining us. Talking of Ethan and Joe, go and check out the Sloppy Joe's podcast. Also, don't forget to check out the merchandise as well. We've got loads of content coming up. We've got a video with Steve, I think, coming up at 7 p.m. tonight. Plus, you'll have transfer review in the morning as well. So make sure you're hitting like, share, and subscribe. That's been Joe Smith. I'm Jay Motti. This has been The Brew. Thanks for watching.